Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here. I wanted to pop on and talk about hormones really being the key to weight loss for women. Now, this is something I work with women all the time on, literally all day, every day, because it's amazing the difference that your body has when you actually start tuning into the right things for your system. So, not that, eating healthy and exercising isn't helpful, but for a lot of women, you've already done it. You've already been doing the things and nothing's happening. All the things that you used to do to really see improvement don't work at all anymore. Sound familiar? Yeah, right? Oh my gosh, I've been eating really healthy. What the heck is going on that my system isn't seeing a response at all? Right? Am I doing it wrong? What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. It's just that your body works and functions in a completely different way. And if you're not addressing these hormone issues, and these are some of the biggest things that I work with women on all the time, holy crap, you're really missing the mark. Hi there. So we look at a couple of these things in terms of addressing your hormones and getting proper weight loss. The path to this looks very different for women. This is not as simple as weigh yourself every day, count your calories, and then you're going to see results, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not how the female body works. It's not a simple machine, right? Our hormones shift and change throughout the month. If you're in perimenopause or menopause, you're in a different phase of life. So your hormones actually react differently in your system then. Your system's more sensitive to stress. So it's really important that you're addressing cortisol. Otherwise, you'll gain weight like that. Yeah, like that. And that's where it gets to be really frustrating. You're like, gosh, I just had 1 week where I was really stressed and maybe I wasn't totally perfect, but that doesn't mean I should be able to gain 10 pounds from it. Come on. Yeah, because your metabolism isn't really working then at that point. Your metabolism isn't doing anything. If you have a metabolism that is cranking, that is working really hard for you, having a glass of wine or going out to dinner just once a week, all those things isn't going to ruin it, right? If you can't have somewhat of a normal, lifestyle of eating, right? Then you're not gonna. Then that means that your body isn't functioning properly, right? You're not gonna keep your results by restricting everything. No one does that forever. Over 95% of all restrictive diets fail. Not that you fail on them. Not that you fail. They fail you, because that's not a way that people live. Who eats like that all the time? Super strict, counting calories, all the things. You can only keep it up for so long before you get super frustrated or just get sick of it, or you end up going on vacation and then ruining it all. No, you're just eating like a normal human. Eat like a normal human for your body and your hormones. Eat like a female human for the hormones, and then get your body to work and function better. So, in the 12-week group that I'm working with women right now, oh, so fun. Some of these things are really starting to shift and change. Some of these things are really starting to just flourish, right? The first stage here is not just weight loss. You have to get your body functioning better so you feel better, and then you start to see results. So when the body functions better, you have more energy. You're sleeping better, right? You can do a workout and really bust it all the way through. Yeah, it's like a completely different body you're living in, right? It's not about, oh my gosh, I'm not sure what's happening in my system. I don't feel like myself. I feel like I'm stuck in a body that's not mine. Nope. You get to be put back in the driver's seat. And your body responds to the things that you're doing because you're fueling it properly. Now, what are the hormones that are mainly in charge of some of these things? Estrogen and cortisol. Estrogen, for a lot of women, their estrogens are too high in their system, or they're just too high in comparison to where their progesterones are at, leading to an imbalance. Now, this can also lead to PCOS. PCOS, by the way, is what got me started in this work. My ovarian cysts, which were horrific and would put me on the floor when they burst. I have a whole podcast episode where I talk about this. So my podcast is called The Female Health Solution that you can subscribe to. So PCOS, fibroids, right? Endometriosis, really heavy cycles, painful. Like every month you have to be in bed for a day or two. No, that's not normal. Just because it's common doesn't mean it's normal, right? So this is a really important thing to realize with your body, your system. Is it working the way that it should? Because if estrogen is out of control or not balanced with the other hormones, then it's going to lead to weight gain. Yeah. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? And it messes up your cycle too. And it can cause other problems in your system. Like you're going to have hormonal acne. You're going to have terrible mood swings. Hair can fall out. All these things when your hormones get off. All these things. Sounds great, right? Sounds like a party. Sign me up. Yay. Now, it's not just as simple as, oh, I'm eating really healthy. I'm eating these foods for estrogen. Okay. Yes, right? And if you follow a lot of the stuff that I talk about, warming and cooling foods, eating for your cycle and hormones in general, that's something different than like, oh, avocados are helpful for estrogen. Well, sure. But how is your liver processing this estrogen? Let's get that going. How do you know? Oh, our good friend, Dutch test. Our good friend Dutch test tells us what's happening with the estrogens in your system. This is different than a blood test. This is a urine test. It gets sent to your house. You take it, you send it in. Oh my gosh. We go over the results and I get to tell you what your estrogen levels are at. Oh, are they really, really high? And then how your where in the liver it's happening. Not like where, like physical location, but in the process and breakdown. There's steps to how this gets broken down in your system. And which step is it for you? Is it step 1, step 2? All of a sudden, yeah, we get to figure that out and then target that specifically. So boom, there we go. Your body can process that through. That way this is not contributing to the weight gain anymore. And then all of a sudden your system responds better. Oh my gosh, yeah. And you feel better and your cycle is more regular and it's not super heavy and you don't feel like a crazy person for 1 week out of the month. It's not funny. It's not funny when it's happening. Cortisol, being too high or being too low. What does that mean? I thought only high cortisol was bad. Yeah. But also, if your cortisol, which we also measure on the Dutch, if it's free or metabolized cortisol, these are two different things. If there's one high, one low, they're not matching. You are going to have off systems. Now, both of these things, either or and, can also contribute to weight gain. Such a good time. Such a good time. Super fun. Women that I work with that are in perimenopause or menopause, this is one of the #1 contributors I have found to that weight gain, to that tire around your midsection that will not move. They will not budge. Cortisol is where it's at. Yeah. So I'm going to put a link here for the Dutch test. If you have not checked it out, if you have not looked at it, it's right there in the comments. You can fill out a questionnaire. That way I know more about you so I can send you the correct one. There's different types. Some of them test your, if you have insomnia or things like that, we go through and look at that. But it's a really extensive test that I get to look at exactly where the problem is, right? And then go fix it. So for example, I just took my car in to get a thing looked at. A light came on and I'm like, is this a problem? They're like, probably. Okay. And I had them do an oil change and then I was like, well, why don't you look at, see if there's a leak. It might be leaking here. I'm not sure, or this or that or whatever, right? I'd rather catch a problem sooner than later because if you wait, problems get more expensive. Yes, right? Yes. So I take my car in and they look it over, right? So I'm sitting here looking at it and I have no idea where the problems are. When you open the hood of the car, I know where to put windshield wiper fluid in. Okay, can get me down the road, right? But the guys who work on the cars, they know exactly where the problems are. They do the diagnostics, they can pinpoint exactly and they fix it so that the car works beautifully for me again. I don't care how any of that happens. I just want my car to work, right? And for what I've found for most women, especially with this Dutch test, this is what it's giving me the picture of. The exact place in your engine that is not firing correctly, where the problem is. Your engine, your metabolism, where's the exact breakdown on the problem? The Dutch test is the diagnostics where I get to see that. And then we get to target it specifically so that you can drive your car, drive your body, your metabolism works better for you. And I go through this with you so you understand this. One of the most common things that women say to me about the Dutch test, which I find fascinating, because when I talk to them, they'll list off 20 things that are wrong with their system. I'm fatigued, I can't get out of bed, I don't sleep well, my skin is this or that, I can't build muscle, I can't lose weight, all these things, my gut health is, right, all these things are wrong with their system. That's not, they don't feel good. And they'll say, I'm terrified if I take this test that it won't show that anything's wrong. And I was like, well, you already just told me. There's a bunch of stuff. Like, I know there's something. Like, that is the car making a squeaky noise or a clunky noise. You not feeling good is the clunky noise in the car. This tells me exactly where to target so that we can go right after it and correct it as quickly as possible. So then you're just on your way, on your metabolism way. Yes. Yeah. And my car works great now. I'm not into cars. I'm just not. It's not my thing. I know. My husband's always like, oh, this or oh, cars. And I was like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. The color of the car. Does it go? Cool. I care more about like the drink holder situation in there. Yeah. Because I like a big coffee cup or, like the travel mugs. Do they fit nicely in there or not? And is there more than one drink holder, right? Like if there's a driver and a passenger and there's only 2 drink holders, well, I usually bring more than one beverage with me, right? Like a water and electrolytes or something. I don't have a place to put my other drink. There should be more drink holders this is where I want to vouch for things, right? This is what I care about. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's never good to be a novice with vehicles. Too easy to be taken advantage of. Just kidding. That is good advice, right? That is good advice. My husband always looks at it before. So I know I'm very lucky. I've never had to care about cars, because my dad always worked on cars, and then, my husband, we've been together for 19 years. So he usually fixes cars. The only way he won't fix a car is if it has to be up on a hoist, a thing. But he usually knows where an issue is. So he's like, oh yeah, blah, 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 whatever. So it's never just me. Yeah. But always good advice for people. Never to just go in blind. And in fact, I usually have him call and be like, oh, and he usually tells them, check the thing for the whatever. I don't know. Because I don't know. But we have a great mechanic. And they're wonderful. Yeah. But... oh, God. Anyway, but this is where my specialty lies, not with vehicles, with the hormone piece of it. So this is where we look. But the Dutch test is, I just always surprised that women are terrified that there's not going to be anything wrong. And when it comes back, and sometimes I have to go through and talk about, like, hey, you got a lot of stuff here. Like, this is a big thing. This is going to be a lot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I feel bad that I have to tell information like this. And most of the time, women are just grateful to know the information, even though I feel bad saying it. They're like, did you know your adrenals were totally shot? I don't know how you're getting out of bed in the morning. I don't feel good saying that to people, but it's helpful information, and that's what's good. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys tonight. Please let me know if you have any other questions. I know I got off on a little tangent about cars. But this is really a big thing. And seeing this shift and change is so amazing. And the gals that are in the 12-week group right now are seeing incredible shifts in their systems right now. It's super fun. Other resources I have for you, if you are looking for more of this, I have a ton of videos on my YouTube channel, which is just called Dr. Beth Westy. You can subscribe to that. I mean, my mission is to educate women, so I try and take some of these factors here, break it down, so you can, okay, yep, I can do this. Okay, yep, I can add more protein. I miss more. Kate, hi, girl. Yeah. Oh, I miss you too. Kate the Great. So there's a ton of resources out there. Other resources I have for you, my book, The Female Fat Solution. This is on Amazon. I do talk about nutrition that matches your hormones and your cycle. I'm going to be getting into more hormone-specific foods and stuff like that this week. I've gotten more requests on that. You guys want more on how do my hormones do this or that, or how can I tweak and shift and change what I'm doing day to day, nutrition, exercise, lifestyle, all that stuff for estrogens, progesterones, those things. What about if I'm in menopause? I'm going to be diving in this week, so make sure you subscribe, stay tuned, because I'm really going to be giving out a lot of really great info, stuff I talk about in the book, stuff I work with women, and be talking about all these things. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Let me know if you have any other questions or if you need any other help. Otherwise, I will see you later.